I've been talking to people recently about startup routines and shutdown routines and ways to make your day and your week more productive. So I thought I'd record a quick clip here to go through a couple of the ideas that you might want to consider when creating your own routines. So let's start with the week first, and then we'll go into the day. So when you're getting started for the week, the first thing that you want to do is create a time block, about an hour on Monday morning or even on Sunday evening, whichever one you prefer. But the point is to create an hour where you are taking the time to do a complete thought download of all of the things that you need to accomplish for the week, both personal and professional, and find a time to allocate to those tasks on your calendar. Now, the way that I do this is by thinking through first how much time is each thing going to take, and then placing them strategically on the calendar, also understanding that there may need to be buffer time or transition time between the things that I am doing. So if I've got client meetings, being able to create enough buffer time or transition time going from a client meeting into, let's say, project work. So again, step number one is jot down everything that you need to get done for the week, including your personal things. So if you need to go to the grocery store, go to the gym, pick up the kids, run an errand, finding time throughout the course of the week where you're allocating that time on your calendar, including the drive time that's needed in order to get wherever you have to go. The next thing that we want to do is block out time on Friday afternoon or whenever the end of your work week is. So, blocking time out so that you can have a capstone on the week. We call this Friday hour done. What we had just talked about is Monday hour one. This is a tool and a resource framework that has been created by the Life Coach School. But Friday hour done is where you are reviewing what happened for the week, all of the things that you were able to accomplish, where you found some resistance sticking to your calendar, right? If during Monday hour one, we are scheduling out all of the things that need to happen, we're taking a look at our task lists inside of, let's say, our CRM or any other place that you're storing your tasks, you should move them from the list to a physical location on your calendar so that you have that time set aside. If not, if you're just working from a task list, then you don't really know whether or not you have the time to do those things. So sometimes I'll see that people just block out chunks of time in their calendar that says like project work or task list, and it doesn't have any specificity to it. That's fine until you get to Monday morning. Monday morning, you should then be taking the specific tasks and allocating those onto the calendar. Friday hour done, you're looking at where did I slip? Where did I have resistance? Where did I not stick to the calendar? Where did things come up? Over time, you're going to refine your process and it's going to get more accurate. In the beginning, you are going to find that certain things are popping up. Maybe there's client emergencies that are taking place, but over time, you'll be able to look at the truth of what happened in the week and you'll be able to plan for that. So let's say that typically throughout the course of the week, you've got a couple of client emergencies that take place. Well, if we can kind of on average see that it's about 3 hours worth of random things that pop up, next week when we are planning, we are going to allocate for those 3 random hours so that we can check in and do those client emergency type things. So therefore, it's no longer going to put us in that emergency state where we have to neglect something that was already on our calendar because we've already planned and anticipated that we're going to need that time. So Friday hour done is really that transition into the weekend. We want to look at all of the open browser tabs and close those out. We probably want to do this on a daily basis. This could be part of your shutdown ritual on every single day. But if not every single day, I highly recommend making sure that you do it at the end of the week so that you do have a clean slate going into the weekend and you feel as if you've captured everything that you need. I also make notes for Monday hour one so that when I get there, I am able to just ease into Monday hour one. But those are the types of things that you're focusing on for both Monday hour one and Friday hour done. Let's talk about rituals and routines, both startup rituals and shutdown routines that will help you on a daily basis. So each morning, just like you would have a morning routine for your day, in general. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you have your coffee, maybe you do some meditation, whatever it is that you're currently doing. The same goes for when you are starting your workday. The difference is going to be what are the things that are on that list. So maybe it's that you are checking your email, you're reviewing your calendar for the day, you're looking at your task list and what needs to get accomplished. Choosing the right set of things for you where you don't get lost in, let's say, email. There are some people that want to save that for the afternoon and their specific time block for their email, and they don't want to look at it first thing in the morning. Other people want to, but making sure that you have a specific amount of time that says, okay, I'm going to look at my email and I'm going to spend 10 minutes and I'm going to do the things that are very quick tasks and take me 3 minutes or less. For everything else, I'm then going to schedule it on my calendar so that I can do those things. So that may be a part of your morning startup routine. It may include reading the news, right? You want to create something that is going to allow you to ease into your day and also have the most focus and clarity around the energy that is bringing you into the day. I would probably include something like breath work or a little bit of meditation, or maybe even turning on some binaural beats. But this is going to focus you. Now, remember, you've already scheduled your day. You should have done that during Monday hour one. Your task for the day, your only task, is to follow the calendar to its exact specificity. Okay. You're living by your calendar. If you're living by your calendar, you should know exactly what you need to do today in order to walk out of the day and have it be a success. Your only job is to notice the resistance that comes up when you have a time block. Let's say that you're trying to work on a project and you're not super excited about that project. What you want to do is you want to notice the kind of resistance that you're experiencing. What is your brain telling you as you're cresting into that time block? Is it telling you things like, I don't have time for this, I should be working on something else, I don't know where to start? Notice the thoughts that you're having about keeping your promise to yourself. That's where you can start to do some thought work, right? Our thoughts create our feelings. And if we are feeling something like doubt or overwhelm or confusion or frustration, the chances of us keeping our commitment to ourselves are pretty low. But if we are noticing that resistance and then we are pushing through it because we are changing our thought to something like, this is a commitment that I'm keeping to myself, or I'm practicing moving through my resistance, or this is going to move my business forward. Whatever it is for you that is that motivating thought that will help push you through the resistance, that's where you want to focus your attention and your energy. If for some reason you aren't able to kind of strong arm yourself through it, we also want to note that, okay? Not that we want to create any punishment for our system. What we want to do is we just want to become aware of it so that then we can start to work on that resistance as we move forward. When it comes to our shutdown routines for the day, this is where we want to create some sort of completion ritual. So again, typically looking at the calendar for the day, what were the tasks that were easy for us to go through? What do we want to celebrate for the day? What are some of the things that maybe came up through the day that we need to now allocate somewhere else? We may put it on our list for Monday hour one for the following week, or we may find a time during this week where we can schedule it. So closing down those routines, maybe checking your email again one last time, closing out your browser tabs on your computer. This is that ritual that allows you to go from your day into your evening. So again, I would probably use some sort of nervous system work here, especially if you are feeling stressed or you're taking things home at the end of the day and you're having a hard time transitioning from work to home life. Things like breath work, some air squats. What we call those like exercise snacks, where you're just doing some movement for short bursts of time. All of this will help you to calm your nervous system. Even listening to binaural beats will help you to make that transition from work back into home life. But really, it comes down to closing out the browser tabs in your brain so that you feel as though you've captured the information that you need to capture so that you can transition into both home life and into tomorrow successfully. But if we just kind of stop working for the day and we don't have this close down routine, then it makes it a little bit harder for us to make that transition.